Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how you doing? And a very warm Tuesday to you. At least I hope it's warm where you are. Now, before we crack on with today's map, which is a request map, I want to remind those of you yesterday who haven't got around to it, and those who missed the show, well, this is a first time you'll be hearing this, so it's not really a reminder. I've got a poll on about the fog in these games and these reviews. Would you rather I left the fog as it is and just switching off as required, or would you rather I had it switched off at all times? A few of you requested that I lose the fog completely, and a few of you are very happy with how it is. So the link is at the end of this show and is in the description. Please go across there and just say yay or nay, whichever, and I'll go with the majority. The more people that vote, the better, because frankly, that's how polls work really. One person votes, it's not really that fair, is it? So anyway, on with today's review, and it's a creator request. The creator is a well-known name within the Skylines community. It's Mark Fire, and this is Lost Valley. And boy does that look good. Come on, admit it, that looks really nice from up here. Design work, yes, we're talking fantasy map, of course, start squares there. Fantasy map, but a very nice one indeed for doing some sort of fantastical design for your city. That's your resources, well thought through as well, I think. Yes, for painting, but also usable, I reckon. Now, what do you need off of the workshop? And the answer is the Polynesia 2.0 Miyagi theme. Now this is a 2016 map, so we are going back a little way for this one. It would fall into the category of Throwback Thursday, except for it's Tuesday. So it's kind of a Throwback Tuesday map. Anyway, we're in the fog, and the road isn't particularly brilliant here, but it's been drawn down, and we'll kind of like let that go, I suppose. And on to our first bridge. And the bridge is not perfectly aligned, but a little bit staggered. I would like to have seen those aligned, possibly, especially as they get closer together at the end. And now the roads are getting better, and we've got another one of these slightly staggered bridges stopping here. That's a little bit awkward, I'm going to suggest, for a start location from this direction. Yes, it's not the start square. I guess it's just a second entry. So there we are. This is your start square highway, and this is pretty slick. Yeah, we've gone elevated all the way here and onto another bridge which is slightly staggered. Not perfect, but not bad, and certainly perfectly aligned. We get back to the mainland, and the roads down here are a little bit lumpy bumpy and a little bit of glitching in the middle of there, and we head up towards the fog, which I've got currently switched on. Obviously you can't see so well, that's the whole point. We come up to the intersection here, and the intersection looks like two pairs of Y-fronts interleaved with each other. Lovely stuff. Factory we'll come and look at in a minute, so don't worry about that. We're sticking to the roads at the moment. Now the roads here kind of lose their way slightly. They're not too bad here, but in the fog, so we know that we won't really be looking at these once the game is being played. But now we are getting very lumpy bumpy and all over the place. No real considerations being put into these sections along here. Then off to the fog. There. Nicely done. Right, and now the rail. The rail, there's not too much to talk about with the rail. This one that cuts through here, all elevated here, and then down to ground nice and smooth. We can allow a little bit, once again, fantasy map of, that slope is too steep. I don't mind the steepness of the slope so much, but they are a bit lumpy bumpy. I'm having trouble actually getting in here. You can see the trees clipping into the rail line as well. It is not the best, I'm afraid. And also we have got, you see there, the blue mantle screaming through the underside of there as well. On this side, yeah, on that side there might actually be blue mantle, but it's kind of hidden by the trees, if there is. So yes, hard to say on that side. I think it probably isn't on the other side, but there we are. Good choice of foliage down here. I think the foliage selections are quite good, and up and over the bridge and back down again. And yep, along to this little bridge section here. Now this is slightly lumpy, bumpy as well, if I'm honest with you. Not as smooth as I would have liked it to have been. Not hideous and horrendous, but not bad. And then along here to another start location. And so off to Assetville for an asset by Darth. And honestly, Darth is fast becoming one of my favourite asset creators. Loving their work, and he and I can be best friends forever, BFFs, although I'm sure Darth would have some words on that matter as well. Or maybe I wouldn't be. I'm loving some of the detailing here, like the texturing, and also these air conditioning units on the random windows. Really gives a feel of Americana to me. This is something that you in America may not feel is American, but I see that and I see America. Not something we have in the UK, because frankly we don't have much need for it over here. The sign on the top, I love this, the DeWitt Hotel and Bar. I'm sure DeWitt is the pronunciation, not DeWitt, but I'm going with DeWitt. It's a lovely, lovely building. I love it to pieces, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to be using this straight away in your city builds. The DeWitt building by Darth, today's asset of the day. Cue music. Oh! I got it spot on today, fantastic. Today's theme and LUT and all of this week is Temperate Coast X by False Lucidity with Natural LUT. And this is an absolutely stonking theme and LUT combination. I'm sure a lot of you will be using this pretty soon in your city builds. Now let's have a look at some factoids. Factoids time. The name Impressionists, used to describe a 19th century school of painting, came from Monet's work entitled Impression, Sunrise. And of course the most famous impressionist was Monet. And why? Because, well, he was an impressionist. yeah, just like that. Just like that. Sorry, wrong sort of impression. Stop it, BonBon. Mount Everest is known to is known to the Tibetans as Sacred Mother of the Waters. Obviously, I'm guessing in Tibetan. I'm sure they don't speak it in fluent English like that. So yeah, Mount Everest, the Sacred Mother of the Waters. And that concludes theme and LUT and factoids. Water, and there's shipping routes. And if you have a look at these bridges, they're pretty low. There's no way, I'm afraid, that the cruiser is going to get through there. Possibly the cargo, but I doubt it. But the cruiser is going to not make it. And over here, this bridge is really micro low as well. Crashing through there, I'm afraid. So a bit of a fail there in terms of the bridges. But even so, they're very nicely done. And the water flow. Well, there's definitely water flow. In fact, I'm loving the water flow on this map a lot. First of all, we've got this source and the waterfall, like a waterfall. This is a nice looking waterfall as well when we get and have a proper look at it. And then we've got this, which is beautiful, and you come into the middle, and the water sources all abound in the middle. Everything floods out all of these routes. There's no dead water anywhere. Like that a lot. Yes, it's a creative way of doing the water flow, and it floods out through here as well. Quite like that. Okay, let's have a look at the design. I love the design. I love it. Everything about this little ridge, underwater ridge there as well, just to outline the islands. And then the different heights of the land. So you've got this like deserty type area. It's slightly lower than these areas up here. Yes, normally I would complain about all of this, but it's a fantasy design, and I think it's going to be a fantastical city that you build. This design in the middle, it's okay, it's fine. I can't really mark it down or anything. It's okay, it's fine. I'm not blown away with it, but I'm not disappointed by it. It's okay. What else have we got? If we go to the outside of the map and have a look at the factory, I'll just switch the fogs off there because we do want to have the fog off. There's a few things in the fog we really need to see today. Like this factory with a little bit of detailing there. I don't know how you get in and out of there. But also, I need to show you the terrain. The terrain at first glance is really nice out here. But if you have a look, we've got these digital elevation lines which kind of tells me that this is an imported height map. Obviously, I'm guessing the whole thing was created in Photoshop and transferred across, and would like to have seen the smoothing tool put over some of these ridges, just to tidy it up. But once again, these are off in the fog, and by not having the fog switched on, you can see this, but you wouldn't normally see it, so I'm not too worried. Aesthetically, the overall design deserves the 4th star. It's basically a 3-star at best, but I think the design we're looking at there is worth a 4th star, so 4 it is. Detailing, yeah, there are some problems with it. I don't think I can really mark it down to 2 stars. I think it's hovering around the 3-star mark, with the good bits and the bad bits cancelling out, so 3 stars for detail. And gameplay potential, once again, I think this is a 1 build map. I'd love to see a bit of replayability, but I think you could have a lot of fun on that one-time build. Tempted to give it a 4th star, but I think 3 stars. Lost Valley by Mark Fire, today's very stylised map of the day. Well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Don't forget to head over and vote in the fog or no fog debate. I really want to see your opinion over there. Stick in the comments down below as well what your thoughts on the fog issue are. Like I say, I'm quite happy with it as it is, but if enough of you really want me to get rid of it, then I will defog the city, the maps and all that. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Join me tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series. You've been very, very welcome. See you tomorrow.